How's it going? I'm Ryan. Today I'm going to go over the four trades I took on NQ. Every single trade today was a loss. So today was a much bigger losing day than I would like to take. It's a much bigger losing day than I should be taking. In fact, I am going to update these with the risk parameter or max daily loss setting. So I should have walked away when I had my first two losses. Maybe my third loss could have really been the final driving factor. I took one last trade and I was stopped out every single one. So today was a really tough day in terms of being able to read price action. We are down 800 on the day, so we've wiped out a good amount of progress from this week. I think we're still, or excuse me, we wiped out. This is a red week now, and we wiped out a good amount of progress from this month. Is what I meant to say. I think we're still up 300 on the month from last week. Because we were doing really well the past 2 weeks until today. So let's take a look at what happened. Yeah, I don't even think I would consider this tilt. I definitely traded more than I should have, but I felt good about every setup that I took. There was nothing where I took that I felt like was completely egregious and just like dumb. So that's a big part of it, as well as that I'm not, I didn't blow my accounts or anything. I legitimately was taking trades I thought would work, and just none of them did. So, uh, looking at them individually, the risk was managed pretty well. Biggest loss was 220 on any of them. This was 200. These were both like 180. So, um, yeah, just a really tough day overall. We had a nice initial move, and then we just kind of chopped around. Started to make lower highs, lower lows, but didn't sweep our daily low. And then now we kind of reversed and made it kind of a higher high, higher low. It's really choppy. If you're looking to trade any sort of continuation or anything, it's not gonna really seem to work out for us. Yeah, everything's been gross. So take a look at it and why I took a trade on NQ. So of the three, NQ appeared to be the strongest, and the reason why I say that is because we had previous day high and pre-market high, and NQ broke and closed above both of them. Meanwhile, ES was looking pretty strong, but it had gone up and rejected off the previous day high. So it was still within the previous day range, whereas ES was breaking and moving above it. So to me, the strongest of the three looked like NQ. I'm not going to review RTY. It was kind of a mess today. I was mainly looking at ES and NQ. Both looked good to the upside to me. One thing that I was watching, if I look at NQ, and we'll focus on NQ for now because that's what I traded. We had formed this low yesterday, and then in the after hours we had moved up, and then we'd kind of done this like flagging consolidation pattern, and then we had broken out in the morning, right? That first 15-minute candle, nice breakout of this consolidation. It's like a descending wedge, and we broke out of it to the upside. We then came back and retested that breakout, which I saw as a good opportunity to go long, and held it on the 15-minute. And then we broke those lows. They broke those lows, and now we're back in this choppy range. So take a look at it. I took a long right here and was stopped out. So let's watch that first trade. What that was I took a long right here. I entered, I guess I entered a little higher than that, 62, 63. I entered as we were pulling back to this EMA. Now, mind you, this EMA was up a little higher. I think it was somewhere like up in here. If you look at kind of the angle that it was following. And so I put my entry just a few points above it. And I put my stop below these lows and gave myself about 15 points or so. We came down and wicked me out, but then we pushed up and we closed above that, that 13 EMA. We also closed on the 15 and the 5-minute stronger here, right? So we had this hammer, we'd pull back, we kind of tested near that pre-market high area in that EMA, and we'd held both on the 5-minute, the 2-minute, and the 15-minute. If I zoom in here, 15-minute as well, kind of retesting. So, excuse me, I guess that was the close of the first. No, it wasn't. I guess it was the start. I apologize. This second candle had just started. My bad. So this second 15-minute candle just started. So we didn't get the 15-minute close yet on that. I apologize. But we did get the hold on the 5-minute and the 2-minute. So I re-entered. And this is probably the trade that I shouldn't have taken. And I re-entered because we formed that nice hold on the 5-minute. It looked bullish. We held on the 2-minute after sweeping lower. I thought, okay, maybe that was just a liquidity grab. Another thing that I was watching is we have really good volume, right? So we see these breakouts and like look at the, I don't know if I can draw on the, never mind. But high volume on this move higher, right? Low volume pullback. High volume on a breakout higher, low volume pullback. High volume on a breakout higher, and then it switches here. And maybe that should have been the indication that volume switches as we break lower. And it goes higher on the break lower rather than lower on the pullback. And then we lose continuation at this point as well. So maybe that's something I could have paid attention to as well. Absolutely. I probably should have. Anyways, I entered here. I re-entered and set my stop just below pre-market high, and I was stopped out again here for a loss. Then I waited. We kind of consolidated. Excuse me. And what I watched is that what these trend lines came into. We were kind of forming this wedge here. And I entered too soon, right? We didn't get a breakout. I was anticipating a breakout, which I shouldn't do. So this was also bad. So now that I look back at it, I probably shouldn't have taken these two middle trades. I feel good about my first trade. I feel good about my last trade. My last trade I'll go into in a second. But these two middle trades, probably could have avoided those. But once we came up and we held here on the 2-minute, I entered on this one. Reason being, once again, we kind of had a little bit, I guess it was low volume, but then we had higher volume as we broke higher. Decent volume as we held and maintained that pre-market high and the EMA. And then at this point, we had just formed this 15-minute candle where we'd come back, retested this range, and we're holding above it. So I re-entered along here, stopped below this trend line, and I was targeting new highs. I got stopped out again. Then we looked pretty bearish, and volume was increasing as we were breaking lower. And so what I noticed was, all right, we have a series of lower lows, lower highs, and we are getting increasing volume on the breaks lower rather than the moves high. So, right, it flipped. We're having increasing volume as we were breaking higher here, and now we're having increasing volume as we're breaking lower. So I thought, okay, the trend is flipped. We just broke out of that trend line. We just broke our last level of support, aka that 200 EMA. What I want to do, and the reason I took this trade is because I've seen it happen plenty of times. When we flip and we reverse, and we lose that 200 EMA, a lot of times we'll come up and retest it and then get continuation to the downside. So I took a short at the 200 EMA. I placed my stop above the other EMAs, gave myself about, I think this is my largest loss. It was about 18 points, 19 points, something like that. And I was stopped out again because we pushed all the way up. So that's really it. I took a trade here. This is kind of an accident. I entered thinking that we'd kind of gotten that breakout on the 2-minute, and I realized I really didn't like it. So I just got out for a very, very small, I think it was $20 profit or something, essentially break even. I just realized that I should be done on the day. I wasn't trading well. The market wasn't presenting opportunities for me, so I shouldn't be in it, right? It's not presenting the opportunities. I shouldn't waste my time in it. I just wish I found that out a little earlier. Today was a costly day, but we're still alive. Trailing drawdown 1600, so we can live with that as long as we don't continue to shoot ourselves in the foot. I think we go lower here. We haven't been able to really break higher. That trend line on the 5-minute is pretty evident as well. And yeah, tough day today. We didn't get anything we wanted, unfortunately. Sometimes it's like that, so we'll just have to move on, and I should have done better at accepting a loss earlier in the day and avoiding such a big loss. That's really it. It was looking to long here, a re-entry, looking to long here after we got that 15-minute confirmation, and that was a little too soon. And then a short once we had broken down. It did not work it either. I guess what I should have done is been shorting at this trend line. That would have worked, but I didn't do that. So All right, that's all. That's it for the day. I'm out for the weekend, and probably won't be streaming next week as I'm going to be on vacation, but we'll see. Take it easy. If you don't hear from me, that's why I'm on vacation. Peace.